Hello and welcome back to more of the Fruit of Grisaia. We're continuing Sachi's route. Last episode we had a date. Well, it's kind of a date. We kind of did military drills. Amane saw us and kind of took us off to the side and was like, no, that's not how you court a woman. So, on a summer morning, already hot enough to inspire full-throated chirping from the cicadas, Sachi silently devotes herself to her self-imposed duties, dressed as always in her long-sleeved maid uniform. And I, watching over her from afar, busy myself braiding the hair of a deranged cave gremlin. Oh, I'm sorry. Object all you want, but I've been hearing some distinctly goblin-esque grunting from your direction for quite a while now. So you're admitting bizarre noises at random intervals without conscious intent. Have you ever been tested for Tourette syndrome? Oh, if you say so. Take your word for it. No worries on that front. We've got a date scheduled after this. Did it? Michiru fans herself vigorously with one hand, her face contorted into an expression I haven't seen since the time she mistook lukewarm leftover soup for barley tea and guzzled it all down. Yuck. Sachi and I arranged the date in question yesterday, shortly after my little pep talk from Amane. Apparently her name is pronounced Amani, but, you know, I've got a good thing going, why ruin it? Returning to the athletic grounds, I found Sachi still maintaining a quite respectable standby pose, nibbling from a box of soy milk donuts with Machina at her side. I apologize for my lack of consideration, fully expecting Sachi's standard I don't mind in the least in reply. But, in a somewhat unusual turn of events, she instead asked, in that case, what should we do for the rest of the date? And so, after a brief discussion, we decided to wipe the slate clean of our half-assed first date and give it a fresh start the next day. Alright, we're done. Give Michiru a right thump on the shoulder to signal the completion of her twin tail tying request. Gozaimasu. Standing from the bench she'd been lounging on, Michiru reaches up and examines my work with her own hands. Well, I have seen her do this once or twice, so I had an example to work off of. As we're chatting, I notice Sachi's actually singing a relatively normal song as she works. Something of a first. That's good. Really? Aww. Not a fact. They might be relatively loose orders, but Machina did ask Sachi to warble her ludicrous tunes. Warble? In other words, Sachi must be attached to the song to the point where it can occasionally override her standard system of prioritization. It's kinda like Yuuji. She has some special affection for that song. I think she sung this in Labyrinth too, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was a different song though. Can't honestly say I'm not curious, but I suppose the important thing is knowing what it means about her mood. Prying into the exact details could be counterproductive. We don't want that, no.
私が頼みたかった用事はもうなくなったから、あとはサチとイチャイチャしてくれていいわよ。
I'll do as I please with my girlfriend, thank you. To demonstrate my gratitude, I'll let you watch. Sachi, you have a second?
お呼びでしょうか、ご主人様。
Don't do that, it's weird. Anyway. Sachi trots right over when I call out her name, offering a greeting that inspires a truly spectacular grimace from Michiru. Looking a little pale on the face there, Michiru, my friend. Just now realized that you forgot to eat breakfast.
朝ごはんならちゃんと食べたわよ。サチが作ってくれたハ
Ooh,
ニー
honey
トース
toast.
トです。っていうかあんた、サチにご主人様とか呼ばせてるわけ？
No. I don't recall forcing her to do that, or giving any indication I wanted her to. She does it of her own accord.
となると、はい、私なりに気を使ってみました。そっか。なんていうか、ユージも大変よね。
It's a rough life I live. Hang in there yourself, alright? It's always darkest before the dawn.
ありがとう。って慰めたつもりが慰められてる。
Aww, isn't she so adorable? As Michiru writhes in frustrated confusion, Sachi smiles brightly and conspicuously leans her head in my direction. Gesture's a pretty blatant request for another of those petting sessions, but... unfortunately, while your intentions were good, that wasn't quite worthy of a pat on the head, I'm afraid.
そうですか。
Okay, come here. In typical fashion, Sachi offers no complaint or objection despite this obviously disappointing result. Judging from the way she proactively presented herself for attention, Michiru's assessment of her mood seems to be relatively accurate. She's in a good mood, and that's what we like. So, how far have you gotten with the courtyard?
今日の範囲が終わったので、明日の分に突入しようとしていたところです。
In that case, I'd like to get going before this heat gets any worse. It's pretty hot out. Before I can finish the thought, there's a distinctive sound of a certain engine drawing near. A sound that can only mean one thing, and one thing only.
あれ、この音って。
Guess she's here.
みたいですね。ユージ、久しぶり。
I counted the days. After saying goodbye to Michiru, who apparently finds encountering genuine bonds somewhat depressing, Sachi and I make our way to the front gate. JP's leaning against her flashy sports car, waving in our direction. Look, didn't I tell you to give me advance warning of your visits? We talked about this several times and I wrote you a letter.
今日はたまたま仕事の用事で近くを通ったから、ちょっと顔を見ていこうと思っただけよ。
Why do I not believe you at all? Looks like you're done then, bye.
相変わらずレディに対して冷たいわね。サチは大丈夫？ユージに冷たくされたりしてない？はい、昨日もユウくんと二人でたくさん汗を流しました。
Okay, that sounds a lot worse than it actually is. Let me explain.
ユージから付き合うことになったって報告を受けてからまだ1週間も経っていないけど。
Let me explain. Please.
そんなことになっているの？
Just to make things perfectly clear, Sachi is referring to training, physical exercise. That's sort of hot and sweaty.
そうよね。お姉さんちょっとびっくりしちゃった。
That's my girlfriend for you, just full of surprises.
なるほどね。
But anyway, since when were you two this friendly?
そうそう、ここまで来るのも結構大変だったのよ。初めてサチに会った時なんか、ほうきを竹槍のように構えられて、せやーつって威嚇されたんだから。
That sounds about right.
あの時はハルデラさんが不審者に見えてしまったもので、 本当にすみませんでした。もう謝らなくてもいいのよ。今はユージがお世話になってるんだし。
Smile on JB's face bears a striking resemblance to Amane's up-to-no-good expression. When women smirk like this, my experience suggests the events are about to take a markedly irritating turn.
それでどう？覚醒の恋愛ってくらいには青春してるの？
Oh, it's been just wonderful. Thank you. Are you seriously asking me that? What are you, some gossipy old lady from across the street? I think I see a gray hair.
ほら、私はユージの保護者なんだから、そっちの状況も把握しておくのは当然じゃない。
I already gave you what you absolutely needed to know, and frankly, you didn't need to know anything. I see no reason to volunteer more.
じゃあいいわ。代わりにサチに聞いちゃうから。
Don't tell her a thing. With a great show of pouty sulkiness, JP pulls Sachi away from my side and wraps an arm around her shoulders.
ねえサチ、お姉さんにこっそり教えてほしいんだけど。
Look, you...
幼い頃に頬へのチューはしたことがあるのですが、付き合い始めてからはまだになります。じゃあもしかしてまだ手もつないでいなかったり？はい、他にもハグや甘噛みといった恋人らしい行為には及んでいません。甘噛みが恋人らしいかどうかは検討の余地があるとして、まだ手もつないでないってことは相当大事にされてるわね、サチは。
You know, the treasure that's worth the most is the one that takes the longest to find.
そうなのでしょうか。そうよ、ユージなんて隙を見せたらすぐにガオーって襲ってくるんだから。
Excuse me?
もしそうだとしたら少し意外です。
Stop feeding her lies, woman.
ほら、嘘じゃないでしょ。そうなんですか、ユウくん。
As she speaks, Sachi stares at both in the eyes, clear and bright as glass beads. Okay, all I'm gonna say is this. When JB starts talking like a transvestite magician, you really shouldn't take anything she says too seriously, got it?
はい、わかりました。
Good.
サチの返事はこう聞いてる方が心配になってくるくらい素直な返事ね。
Well, I can't argue with that. I mean, you could say that's one of her good points though, right? Fighting is practically not an issue.
そうだったわね。でも、サチのおかげであなたたちが清い交際をしていることは分かったわ。
So you're satisfied now, right? Better get back before the bra starts squirking. I almost said squirming. A little bit of both, I guess,
隙があ
right?
ればすぐに追い返したがるんだから。
Oh, but that's the best part of my day when I get to do that. When you have an actual reason to visit, I don't think I treat you unkindly.
それなら、あさってあたりに仕事が入りそうだから、
Oh.
予定は空けておくようにね。
If that was the point of this visit, she sure took her sweet time getting around to mentioning it. Whatever, though, right? Send me the details when you can.
もちろん。じゃ、あんまり二人の仲を邪魔しても悪いし、私はそろそろ職場に戻るわね。
Oh, we plan on it. With an exaggerated wink, you know, the kind she always does, JP slips into the driver's seat of her prancing horse.
それからサチ？なんでしょう。ユージは寝相が悪いから、一緒のベッドで寝るときは気をつけた方がいいわよ。はい、わかりました。それじゃあ二人とも、またねー。
After teasing us one final time, JP rolls up her window and speeds off in a shrill burst of sound pollution and actual pollution. Okay, just to be clear, I don't actually toss or turn in my sleep, alright?
確かにユウくんは立ったまま寝ていそうなイメージでした。
It's hell on my back, though. It's a bit over the top. But anyway, do you finally understand not to take that woman at her word? She says all kinds of lies to get what she wants.
でもユウくんのことを心配して顔を出してくれたんですから誠実な人なのではないでしょうか。
Maybe. If she could resist the impulse to screw around like that.
なるほどです。
More importantly, about the date. I know it's the 14th, but about the actual date.
今日はユウくんがデートのプランを考えてくれるんですよね。
You could say that. Thought we'd walk around some stores, whatnot.
買い物ですか？
Right. Window shopping, as they like to call it.
つまりユウくんは窓が欲しかったんですね。
Well, it has been getting a little drafty in there, but no. Pretty decent. Try that one on a veteran Marine who's gotten thoroughly sick of constantly floating around in iron tubs, and he'd probably get a drunken roar of laughter. Ha ha!
冗談を言ったつもりはないのですが。
Oh. I keep forgetting she's a natural at this. Anyway, I did take my best stab at thinking up an appropriate first date here. Is the shopping plan alright by you? I can probably try to come up with something else if it's not to your liking.
はい、ユウくんとのお買い物デート、とても楽しみです。
Nice. In that case, let's make our preparations. Can we meet up here in 10 minutes?
はい、わかりました。
Whew. Not even glancing at the store windows to her left and right, Sachi shuffles silently forward, completely lost in her own little world. Came straight to the shopping area around the station as planned, but Sachi's mood appears to have taken a dramatic turn of some sort in the course of the last 15 minutes. She looks sad. As a little experiment, I try stopping quietly in my tracks. Completely oblivious, Sachi continues to walk briskly down the sidewalk. Hey, Sachi!
すみません、私今ぼーっとしていました。
See that every day? Something on your mind?
そのユウくんとハルデラさんのことを考えていました。
I see. What about it?
はい。
I mean, if there's something on your mind, just go ahead and say it. You know, I'm all ears.
それが私も何をユウくんに聞きたいのかがよくわかりません。
I'm sorry? What? Her explanation is so amazingly unhelpful that I reflexively respond a little curtly. I'm sorry, could you try to go in a little more detail, please?
学園を出たあたりから仲良くしているユウくんとハルデラさんの映像が
she gets
私の
jealous.
頭の中に浮かんできたのですが、
I see what this is about.
そのことを考えているとマキちゃんにサッチンはインランメイドなのよさと言われた時のような気持ちになって。
I get it, I see. Simple jealousy, that's all it is. Although the feelings obviously the result of JB's malicious little prank, Sachi probably isn't capable of recognizing either the cause or effect for what they are. Okay, I've got some advice for you, Sachi.
どんなことでしょうか。
File those feelings away and make sure you don't forget them, but for now, don't let it bother you, alright?
ユウくんはとても難しいことを言うんですね。
It's actually kind of simple. Just clear your mind.
もしそうだとしたらどうして今は忘れた方がいいんでしょう。
Well, you'll be able to enjoy the date. I mean, if it's on your mind, then you're not gonna have fun. We want to have fun, that's why we're here.
なるほど。単純明快な上になぜかものすごい説得力です。
Of course it is. Are you feeling okay? Feeling any better?
はい。ユウくんのおかげで喉に刺さっていた担当が取れた思いです。
Well, it's a little extreme, isn't it? She can lay on the hyperboles on a little thick, but Sounds like this was really a load off her mind, but that's good. It is encouraging to see Sachi starting to puzzle over things she doesn't understand instead of blindly taking orders all the time.
では最初にゆうくんが欲しいものを見て回りましょう。
Huh, something I want. Well, I really want a chocolate bar.
はい、私の方は特に購入を考えているものはありませんから。
You sure you don't want anything? I mean, not even something small? The only thing that really comes to mind is books. I like to read. But even there, I got enough. I mean, Sakaki gives me all these damn books all the time. I'm like a freaking Library of Congress over here. Everything necessary for my job at Ichigai is provisioned to me from the company's stock of government-supplied goods, so got that covered. Can't really think of anything I really need right at the moment, right now. Except my chocolate bar. Well, I mean, if I really stretch it, there's a new scope they're making overseas that I've been wanting to try out. Love to get my hands on one.
それは困りました。海外への渡航にはパスポートが必要になるので、申請に時間がかかってしまいます。
If prep time wasn't an issue for this girl, she would not hesitate to launch an international expedition as part of a casual shopping trip. How's that for dedication? As I try to come up with something, anything else I'm interested in buying, I look over at Sachi, walking quietly at my side in full maid uniform, which still looks very out of place, even though I've played this game for probably 30 hours by now. Probably more. No matter how accustomed she is to that thing, it's downright mind-boggling she can wear a heavy, multi-layered outfit in this heat without shedding even a drop of sweat. Unless there's like air conditioning in there, which would not surprise me in the least.
ゆうくん、もしかして今、俺が欲しいのは小峰幸の体だ。うえへへ。と、目で合図を送りましたか?
Well, you are really bad at reading body language. No. No. Not at all.
そうですか。
Sorry to disappoint. She's not entirely off base, since it does concern her body. Alright, how about I buy you some clothes to complement that body of yours?
私の服ですか?
Yeah, I mean, I had this thought earlier, but, you know, wearing a long-sleeve maid uniform in dog days of summer, not really in the spirit of things.
それなら夏場用のトロピカルが。
Okay, enough, alright? I get it, you have a million uniforms for every occasion. But it's probably still gonna be long-sleeved, and I don't understand how that works.
はい、長い野戦の間、マラリア原虫を媒介しようとする蚊から身を守るために必要不可欠な機能になりますので。
Okay. They do say a good 2/3 of the troops battling over New Guinea ended up inflicted with malaria, but I think you'll be okay here. I'm fairly certain the Anopheles mimnemus mosquitoes capable of spreading the disease can't be found anywhere in Japan, other than a small region of Okinawa, which we are not in.
他にも亜熱帯地方では。
You're not... No. Well, whatever. Alright, whatever. I don't care anymore. Let's just take a look in that store over there. Come on.
はい。
Oh, this girl, I tell you.
こんなに買ってもらっていいのでしょうか?
It's fine. It's fine. She poses a question, anxious of course, glancing down at the shopping bags dangling from both of her hands. Why we aren't carrying it? I have no idea. All well and good that I decided to buy her clothes, but even my avaricious reading habits haven't extended to female-oriented fashion magazines. I really didn't know what to buy. Bought her everything. I ended up indiscriminately buying everything recommended by a saleswoman who spoke something just barely qualifying as Japanese. I think I got hosed on this one. According to JB, women can never have too many clothes. But that's JB talking, so take that for what you will.
それはミチル様もよくおっしゃっていますが、私は全くお金を払っていないので、
No. It's fine. It's fine.
いただくのはとても悪い気がします。
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about that. I've got a part-time job, so I mean I can buy a few things for my girlfriend here and there. Not, you know, nothing crazy.
それはそうなのですが。
I consider buying new clothes money well spent because, quite frankly, I'm kind of sick of you wearing that damn uniform all the time. In a nice way. I mean, if you don't want them, just feel free to use them as rags when you're cleaning. I mean, I don't really care, or I won't hold it against you. It's cool.
それは絶対にありません。雑巾にするくらいなら腹巻きにしてでも身につけます。
Okay, okay. Chill out. Guess there's no problem then. Why don't you wear the clothes every once in a while, you know, to agree that it doesn't interfere with the pre-existing request about your maid uniform. That cool?
それもなかなか難しい注文です。
No, it's simple actually. Why don't you just wear them when you feel like wearing them, alright?
私が着たいと思った時に着ればいい。
Repeating my words like a parrot or a mantra, Sachi closes her eyes in thought. In relation to my final objective, giving her these presents is something of a test. I want to see how she reacts. I want to see what she actually does. I do want to see her in normal clothes, obviously. That's kind of the reason I bought them, but, you know. If I can kill more than one bird with one stone, then I'm gonna take it. Guess we can just wander around for a while. Take a step forward, but Sachi does not move. Yes?
ありがとう。
Aw, you're welcome. You're welcome, Yuuji. When she speaks those plain words, memory flashes in my eyes. Thank you. Apart from my family, Sachi was the one and only person in my claustrophobic little world who said those words to me on a regular basis. I mean, for Sachi, it's probably nothing more than just simple manners for the praise I've given her. But, you know, for me, every thank you offered me heartwarming relief from the feelings of inferiority and worthlessness that otherwise defined who I was at that time. I mean, maybe it was just childish misconception on my part. You know, it might be I was a child after all. Maybe I was looking too much into it. A groundless, self-centered delusion, nothing more. But, you know, I think she was telling me that, you know, you're alright as you are. You know, I like you for you. It's alright for you to be here with me. Thank you. Yeah. Idiot. Say thank you when someone says... or you're welcome when someone says thank you. After watching Sachi answer my curt grunt of acknowledgement with a happy smile, I realize that whatever else may have changed over the years, the feeling is still mutual. The warmth still rises to the surface. In that alone, I think Sachi's very special in my life. Alright, let's get going.
Hi.
It's not dilly-dally. Oh, I'm glad we managed to find something to catch your interest. We only went to 15 shops to do it, but hey. Better late than never. Aww. She got something for Machiro. That's adorable, isn't it? She doesn't even get something for herself. She gets something for the other girls. She's a giver, isn't she? We wandered aimlessly through a few other stores until we stumbled across the item in question, her prize in hand. Sachi smiles triumphantly up at me as we leave the shop. So, is that the thing really made from shark skin? Oh.
こうして輪を作った時にサメさんが大口を開けているように見えるデザインらしいのですが、
That's nifty.
ハート型に似た歯の形状からモチーフになっているサメさんがホウジロザメではなくイタチザメであることが判別できるあたり、匠のこだわりを感じさせます。
Wow, you're really into this, aren't you? Is that a fact? Machiro's really looking to compliment that sparkly pouch of hers with this sort of realistic nature design. She's got a fairly inconsistent fashion sense. Well, now that we both have something, why don't think it's time we head back to the dorm? People are probably getting worried.
そうですね。
if they're not already following me. She seems somewhat distracted. What's going on? She turns her head slightly to one side. I follow her gaze to a bus stop where a man is lying down with his head in his girlfriend's lap. Aw, that's so sweet.
Nah, 俺ってやっぱ恥ずかしくねえか?
そこがいいじゃん。
There's a good bit of distance, so I can't hear the conversation all that well, but seems pretty nice. From all the appearances, they're a couple in the honeymoon phase, you know, where you can't get enough of each other. Sachi's still boring holes into the pair with her eyes. After JB's suggestive pestering this morning, she might well have developed some curiosity about the physical romantic action. What's going on, Sachi? What's on your mind?
いえ、少しバス停の方を眺めていただけですから。
If you say so. Judging from the vague answer, it seems she doesn't want me to know she was looking at the couple in particular, which we all know she was, because there's nothing else over there. Alright, let's head back.
はい、そう。
Well guys, that'll be it for today. That was a very long video, so I'll see you guys next time. Are we going to lay our head in Sachi's lap? Well, we're gonna find out. Next time on the Fruit of Grisaia. Take it easy, guys.